Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm a bit sick, but I will get through this. I'm gonna be doing the playoff pick'ems for champs today. And it's gonna be pretty hard because there's a lot of teams that I didn't think would be here. The group stage I got absolutely destroyed except for here. Here was pretty predictable what would happen. Other than I'm pretty sure in my Valorant pick'ems, for some reason I had Fnatic number one and DRX number two, but it is what it is, you know. Um, for Group B, I really got destroyed here. I genuinely thought Genji would have like 2-0, 2-0. Team Heretics wasn't playing that good before, like for stage two, but I did say that they were a international team and they play better internationally, but I didn't expect them to beat Genji. Maybe beating Sentinels. This was more of copium. I said it. I thought I genuinely thought it was just copium and that Sentinels wouldn't make it this far, but they beat Genji. Lev losing to Chase beating Vitality, and then beating Lev. I don't know how people predicted. I don't know how there's two people here, but there is. Um, and then yeah, EDG. Listen, I had a late resurgence. All right, when EDG beat Foot, I wanted to say that they were gonna make it at least. I wanted to say that they were gonna at least qual. So, because especially after that Paper X versus G2, they didn't seem like they were playing too good. Sure after Foot they looked better, but I mean Foot wasn't looking too good. So it's time for the pick'ems for playoffs. I don't know how this is gonna go, honestly. Because three out of the four matches are regional matchups. I don't know who thought about this, but the draw wasn't that good. Let's just say that. Let's start with Heretics versus Fnatic. I mean, after you beat Genji, sure Genji wasn't looking that good, but I think like Team Heretics was kind of the start of that. G2 versus Lev. G2 did 2-0 Paper X, but Paper X wasn't looking that good, and then they 2-1 EDG in a pretty close match. So I'm gonna say, but and Lev did lose to Trace, but after they kind of had like, then after Vitality they had a pretty clean 2-0. So I mean G2 have just been looking good like all around. Last time they did go up against each other, and I feel like they're both kind of where they were before. Sure, like Lev had the setback of Trace, but like I don't know, Trace can do some damage this tournament, bro. I will say Lev. I will just continue with how it went in the grand finals. I will just say Lev. Again. Now Trace versus EDG. I don't. This is hard, bro. I will. You know what? You know what? Listen, this is completely unbiased. Trace is now my favorite team in the world. You know what? DRX versus Sen. Sen beat Gen. Like after you beat Genji, like I don't know. Sure, they weren't looking good, but like they also beat FPX in a pretty clean way. So it's like they also they like Genji wasn't looking good, but even if your Genji isn't looking good, they're still like a strong team, and they 2-0 them, right? It's like I don't know. So like I don't know. And they did so in a jet map. In a jet map, they did so, and they put Sasha on Sova in Icebox. So it's like, I mean, it's like, you know, it, it's like it's a hard, because like a lot of people were saying like deadlock, the deadlock was the problem. They took out the deadlock, and then people were saying, oh, they aren't good at jet maps. But then they beat Genji in Icebox, which arguably Genji is one of the best in Icebox. And Zen wasn't looking good in Icebox. So it's like, bro, what is there now, right? Yeah, I think Team Heretics beats Lev. I think Team Heretics are looking good. Team Heretics are looking good right now. Um, okay, let's go with the bottom first, actually. EDG versus DR. Okay, listen. I am very biased towards Chinese teams. I am very, very biased towards Chinese teams because I love the way that Chinese play. I love how they just play aggressively no matter what. And dude, listen, I am okay. I will. I don't know why I always had this opinion that China, like in terms of like not in terms of team skill, but in terms of like mechanical individual players, they are like top two in the world, maybe top one, in terms of how many players are mechanically insane in that region, right? Like, dude, the amount of players, like, sure, Americas have a lot, but like China for me is at least top two, and I know there's only four, but I think they're in the top two there. So yeah, and then okay, so and then EDG versus DRX, they took G2 to map two to map three. I mean, they beat who did they beat again? They beat Foot in a 2-0 fashion, and then they beat Paper X in a 2-1 fashion. I feel like they beat DRX. And then G2 versus Fnatic. I think G2 beat Fnatic. Dude, I have Fnatic going out in two maps, bro. I love Fnatic, bro. What the hell? Um, and then Sentinels versus Dude, do I just have Trace win the tournament? You know what? I don't care what people say. Trace is winning. Trace is winning the tournament. Screw this. Um, yeah. Wait, Lev. Okay, I think Lev beat EDG. If I'm truly thinking about this, then like, what am I supposed to say about Trace? Because the only history that I have about Trace is their China, is their state two in China, which clearly doesn't matter anymore because they beat Lev and they beat Vitality. So it's like, what am I supposed to base them on, right? I'm just supposed to base them that they're the best team in the world because Lev is America's number one, and clearly they didn't do anything against Trace. So it's like, bro, um, Sentinels versus D2. I could base it on like how much pressure they have, but I don't know if that matters anymore. Um, Sen versus D2. Do I feel like Sen pulled it out? Do I feel like Sen like managed to pull this off? Cause I feel like G2 is playing like how they were before, right? And I feel like Sen is playing better than they were before, like way better than they were before. I feel like they're better in gem maps. But they're going back to their fundamental type of play where they're playing retake. Like on defense versus Gen G, pretty much every round that they won was pretty much just retake. Like they Gen G planted bomb and then they just won on retake on Icebox against Gen G. That's like very impressive. And once again, I will agree that Gen G was like playing worse than they were before. But I still think it's very impressive on the Sentinels side of things, especially with the way that they played against them in the first map, in the first game. I mean, um, I mean, I'm a Sen. Bro, I don't know, bro. You know what? Screw this, bro. Dude, how many? Wait, if this actually happens, how many regional matchups are there gonna be? Like, oh my god. All right. Sen versus Lev. Dude, like I feel like it's so hard to judge because Sen went through this group, right? I'm not saying Lev's group was easy, but I'm saying it was harder than it should have been, mainly because of Trace esports stuff. Dude, like, it's actually hard to judge because I don't know how good Trace actually is. Like, I know they're good, but like, are they good enough to be like Team Heretics? Are they or like even good enough to take a map against them? Are they good enough to take a map against G2? Like, was Lev just having an off game against Trace, which didn't? I mean, it looked like they were making some mistakes, but it didn't really look like they were having an off game against Trace. Um, so it's like, and set like they two old FPX in which Team Heretics 2-1, and then they 2-0 Gen G in which Team Heretics also 2-1. And then okay, and Gen G was looking worse when they played. It was looking better when they played Team Heretics than when they were looking playing against Sen. And then FPX did pull out a no duelist comp on Lotus, which made no sense. Why are you putting Life, who's one of the best like crazy players in the world, on Viper? So that didn't make sense. But I'll say, I'll say, do I say Lev? I feel like Lev makes sense. I feel like Lev makes sense, right? No, I feel like dude, I don't know why Sen makes more sense for me. I don't know anymore. Um. Okay, no Sen. This makes more sense for me. Then Team Heretics beat Sen. I think. No, no, that also doesn't make sense. You know what? You know what? You know what? There we go. People didn't think that China would even win one international tournament. Well, two teams are going to the grand finals, boys. I couldn't have. I wouldn't want it any other way. I wouldn't. I wouldn't actually have it any other way. If you guys disagree with this, then you're just wrong. You're actually just wrong. If you don't agree with this, you're actually just wrong. I don't know what to tell you. You can argue with it. You can disrespect it, but you can't say it's wrong because it's not. It's honestly right. I read the script. Trace Trace 3-0 in the grand finals, by the way. Just saying. So yeah, submit pick'em. It's over. Um, you got the internet, Twitter, anything, and Twitter can say anything they want. This is the right pick'ems. So thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.